Hello and welcome back, it's Shrike here with another D&D video, and today we're going to be talking about what you might be doing wrong when you're running puzzles in your game. Puzzles have been a staple in Dungeons & Dragons for decades now, and they are still used today, but I believe there are still a lot of games out there that are using them incorrectly. So in this video I'm going to explain why I think that and how you can use puzzles more effectively. But before we get onto that, I just want to let you know I upload videos here on YouTube every Monday and Thursday. So if you want to improve your D&D game or take part in discussions like this, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and then ding the notification bell next to it so that you are notified when I upload a new video. In Dungeons & Dragons, I believe that puzzles shouldn't be a roadblock in the progression for the party that they have to solve before they can actually get to the next point. I believe that puzzles should be for extra content on the side rather than stopping them from continuing playing the game. And I've been in games, and back when I was new to DMing, I did exactly that. I put a puzzle in to get them through the door to the next area in the dungeon, and if they didn't solve that puzzle and didn't get to the next door, then that's the end of the dungeon. There's no more getting through and carrying on. And there's probably some of you that are thinking, well, you needed to give better clues, or you could have done this, or you could have done that. And I found that depending on the players, it's always a completely different experience. Some players absolutely love puzzles and are happy to sit there for half an hour to an hour trying to work out a puzzle to progress, whereas others, that's their worst nightmare, and they're just going to sit there twiddling their thumbs, looking at their phone, checking Facebook, and won't actually be getting involved. So unless all of your players absolutely love the thought of getting their teeth stuck into puzzles, you're going to be making some of your players not happy. Whereas if it's something on the sides that they can do if they like, but it's not going to stop their progression, then they can stop and do that if the party wants to, or they can just ignore it and carry on. So what I propose that you do instead is that you use a puzzle to stop the players getting to something that will help them later in the encounter. For example, if the characters were in a dungeon that was all to do with vampires, there could be a puzzle that if they get beyond that puzzle, they find out some of the weaknesses of vampires. But if they don't get that puzzle, they can still continue, but the encounter might just be a little bit harder. That could be in the form of information. There could be a book behind that puzzle that has all of the weaknesses of vampires that they've tried to hide so that no one could ever get the book again. Or it could be something like a magic item or a potion, a scroll, something like that that will help them later on when they come and fight vampires. Using a puzzle in this way will just mean that the people that are interested in doing the puzzles are excited to get their teeth stuck into that, whereas the others might, if they want, split off and go and search in another place of the dungeon, not really taking part in the puzzle, or they can take a short rest, or they can do something else that is just a bit more interesting to them than a puzzle. Whereas if you completely roadblock them with that puzzle, then the people that don't enjoy it as much just have to sit there and do nothing. But if you are intent on using puzzles as a roadblock, so the players have to solve it to continue, make sure to let the players know in session 0 that you're going to have them included in your campaign, because some of the players might not be interested in that at all, and that might put them off actually playing the campaign in the first place, and then it might just stop issues later on when you do that and they're just not very happy. There are also puzzles that are intertwined with traps that works quite well. So if you solve the puzzle, you don't get the negative effect of the trap. But if you don't solve the puzzle, you do get the negative effect of the trap. And that doesn't stop them from continuing. But for example, it might have stopped magical darkness appearing when they went through to the encounter with the bad guys. And if they'd solved that puzzle back there, they wouldn't be fighting in magical darkness. But because they didn't, now they're fighting in magical darkness. So it's a bit harder. I hope I've explained this well enough. I'm not really sure if I've articulated the difference well enough between it just being a roadblock or it just hampering a later encounter. If you do have any questions about it, then do put it down in the comments and I'll make sure to answer them. And let me know your thoughts as well down in the comments below. But if you have found this useful, then make sure to like the video. It really does help me grow this channel. And as I said earlier, make sure to subscribe. I upload D&D content here on YouTube every Monday and Thursday. So subscribe if you want to see more of that. But until next time, happy gaming.